Welcome to the Private Practice Survival Guide podcast with your host, Brandon Seigel. I'm a published author, speaker, entrepreneur, and private practice strategist dedicated to transforming the way that healthcare functions. This podcast is all about empowering you to create the change you want to see. Let's dive in. Thank you for tuning into this quick tip episode. Today, we're talking about difference between automation and artificial intelligence. And I want to be the first one to tell you, we've gotten to this point where we say AI, and then we automatically are talking about automation. And so I do think they go hand in hand, but I do think there's a difference. And I think it's important for us just to clarify so that we really understand that they are two different things, but they tend to overlap or intersect. And so I like to bring it up just so that we're using the right language, because sometimes someone's going to come to me and they're going to say, like, why can't I use AI for this? And I'll be like, ABCY. And they're like, well, I don't get it. All I want is it to do da-da-da. I'm like, well, you're not asking for AI. You're asking for automation. So let's go through it. Let's kick it in. So we're going to start with defining automation. Are you ready? So when we're looking at automation, we're talking about streamlining repetitive tasks by setting up systems or software to handle them without a human. I'll say it one more time. We are trying to streamline repetitive tasks by setting up systems or software to handle them without a human. So an automation, simple as this, could be, I'm going to set up an automatic response. Every time someone emails me, an out-of-office message will go out and say, hey, I'm at Disneyland. See you next year. That would be an automated email response. Some examples in private practice, we are using scheduling tools like Calendly. Not necessarily, some of you don't use that because it's not always HIPAA compliant, but Acuity and Calendly, they have an automation. And the automation will book appointments without back and forth emails. And there will be an automation that says, hey, you've booked the time at blah, 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 blah. Thank you so much. And the automation will say, I'm going to send a reminder 30 minutes before. You can add to my calendar, all those different things. That's an example of just an automation. That is a tool that offers automation workflow. Another thing might be a billing automation where you literally say, you give the rule that says, I want you to charge every credit card through this platform at 9 a.m. every day based on yesterday's visits. That would be an automation. There's no thought process. It just automatically happens. Email reminders, text reminders, those are all forms of automation. The key characteristics are, this is a rule-based approach that you set up. Automation follows predefined rules. If a client books a session, then we send a confirmation email. It is predictable. It doesn't think or adapt before it's programming. It does what we tell it to do. So we see this a lot in marketing. One of the best automation marketing softwares from back in the day, I don't know if it's still the best because a lot has happened since, but early on when it came to automation, there was a product called Infusionsoft. It's now called Keap, K-E-A-P. Now, I feel like you need a PhD to design it back in the day, but it was really cool because it was a whole automation tool. And in this automation tool, it could be like, if the person has red hair, it does this. And then if they jump, it does this. And if they don't do this, you do this. And I could have 50 million automation prompts. I could literally get it to tell you at 6 a.m. it's going to massage your toes. Like, it was to that level of automation. And so it was all rules-based. And so it's do this and this happens. Don't do this and this happens. That is a key characteristic of automation. And before AI, automation was what got excited. The difference, just so we're on the same page, and I'll talk more about AI in a minute, but automation is following a set of rules that you set forth, whereas AI is learning and making decisions based on the data it analyzes. So I want to be crystal clear. If AI could be like, you come in and it sees that the you like the temperature of 60 degrees every day, and all of a sudden your thermostat is in and it shows that you came into the house, AI might automatically adjust it to 60 degrees because it knows that you like 60 degrees based on the pattern of past utilization. That is something you didn't set up. It's something that adjusted based on AI. So when we define AI, artificial intelligence, this is kind of like a smart colleague who can learn, adapt, and make decisions based on the data that it's fed to it. So AI uses algorithms. It's often powered by what we call machine learning, and it is analyzing information to improve over time. So examples in private practice could be an AI-powered note-taking tool like Barry's AI Assistant, BERRIES, that could transcribe sessions and generate HIPAA-compliant summaries. I've seen it before where there's AI right now available for any single specialty. It will hear every communication to the patient, it will duplicate it, and it will mimic a history of note-taking that you personally have done and put it into context exactly like past notes for that patient. So a lot of that, now I have concerns with it, but I'm just sharing you the potential. Chatbots on your website that answer client inquiries, that could be AI. So you say, what is the cancellation policy? So we actually blah, 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 blah. It says, are you currently accepting clients right now? We do, but we only have availability in the mornings and on the weekends or whatever. Other content creation tools like ChatGPT that generate blog posts, social media captions, but they're tailored to your practice's voice. So they already understand your voice. They understand what you're talking about. So the key characteristics of artificial intelligence, it's adaptive. AI is learning from data. So, side note, the reason why I'm concerned about AI with clinical and billing right now, I think there's value, but I don't think it's quite up to the par that we need it. I think it's a liability. And the liability is we don't have enough data available for it to make the right, accurate decisions. And I think that a lot of the time it takes a person to solve and figure out data that's not easily accessible. And until data is fully accessible, I don't know if AI has the ability to make decisions on clean data. And what if AI makes a decision that is not clean data? So I'll give you an example. And this is like a total polarizing thing. But 20 years from now, and let's just say technology is no better. Imagine if you were to send your kid to the pediatrician with Wally, or Wally is the pediatrician. Let's just say it that way. And what if Wally accidentally got the wrong data and it showed that the child needed 10 shots that the child had a month earlier because it had the wrong data. The data got merged or corrupted. That child might get 10 more shots than he needs. And I know that's an extreme circumstance, but I'm bringing this up to, we see how pirates out there can ruin our lives with data. What makes you think that AI can't get manipulated with the data out there? What would happen if these robots, these AI, take over with the wrong data being programmed? I mean, I'm just being honest, like you got to be careful because the data that it's fed is going to drive the action and behavior of how that robot is programmed and how it's learning from the data. This January 28th through the 31st, 2026 in Coral Gables, Florida. Take your place in the front of the pack. The Growth Code Conference is your pole position. 4 days of expert-led workshops, high-performance business strategies, and powerful networking. Start fast, lead strong, finish first. Reserve your spot today at thegrowthcodeconference.com. So again, key characteristics for AI is adaptive, it's learning from data, it's decision-making. It can analyze complex inputs like client sentiment and emails and make recommended responses. It's also scalable. AI handles tasks that require nuance like drafting marketing content, analyzing client trends, etc. So the key differences between AI and automation. Functionality. Automation is executing predefined based fixed rules. So an example could be your EHR sends a billing invoice every month. That is automation. AI processes data to make decisions or predictions. An AI tool analyzes a client intake form and flags the potential concern that they won't be able to pay their bills for you to review. Adaptability. Automation is static, doesn't learn or change unless you reprogram it. If a rule doesn't cover a scenario, it fails. AI, it's dynamic. It improves the more the data is given. An AI chatbot gets better at answering questions the longer it interacts with a client. Complexity. Automation, it's best for simple, repetitive tasks like sending reminders, processing payments, etc. AI is handling complex tasks. It might be generating home activity programs. It might be summarizing sessions. It might be predicting client retention based on attendance patterns. It may be rescheduling clients to hours when that family can actually come in without any physical person calling the patient. Human involvement. Automation requires minimal oversight once set up, but you need to monitor for errors. AI, it requires initial setup and ongoing review for accuracy, especially for sensitive tasks. So, quick tip, start with automation for predictable tasks, then layer AI for tasks that need creativity or analysis. Marketing, note-taking, all these things can be really, really powerful. Recently, a family member had to go to the doctor, and we utilized AI to record the conversation and actually generate all of the summaries, all of the tips, and even had links to everything that the doctor had recommended. Pretty incredible. So here are some practical applications that you may use in your practice. From an automation standpoint, Zapier is incredible. It can connect all your different apps and bring it all together, set up autoresponders for client inquiries to acknowledge emails instantly. AI, you may try something like Scribe PT or Barry's AI assistant for drafting session notes, treatment plans, saving you up to an hour per day. You may use AI tools like Jasper or ChatGPT or Grok to create social media posts that resonate with your audience. You may use other things that are automating in AI. Maybe it's your responses and how you respond via email. So there are people that set up an actual marketing assistant that is their voice as AI, and it does all the responding to initial emails, knows when to do a response and when to flag it to an action box in your inbox. Always ensure your AI tools are HIPAA compliant for client-facing tasks. Check vendors and make sure that they have secure options. So categories of function for utilization of automation and how AI would impact that approach. Appointment scheduling and management, we're going to automate client booking. We may send automated appointment reminders. We may manage cancellations with AI. We may do rescheduling based on AI that is using the machine learning to piece together. Billing and payment processing, AI could be generating invoices, could be processing payments, could be applying payments to each account. Like there's a lot of different ways that it can actually read that data and make those choices. Client communication, you can set up autoresponders. You could set up follow-up emails and surveys. You could set up welcome emails that change to the different patient demographics. Other options, administrative tasks, we may be syncing client data platforms using tools like Zapier for automation, and then marketing and outreach, which we kind of covered. And so imagine if you had an administrative function that monitors all compliance expiration dates, such as licensure for clinicians, CEU requirements, prepares with alerts and schedules. What if you had an HR thing that literally scanned everything, automatically saying, you need to get your license renewed, here's a link. You need to get your TB test, here's a link. It's out there. It's possible. When you utilize the right tools, the right resources, with the right workflow, anything's possible. Did you know in 2025, a Gartner report projected that private practices using AI over basic automation for patient scheduling would see a 22% increase in appointment booking? 22%. That's incredible. Technology is best when it brings people together. That is on behalf of Matt Mullenweg, the co-founder of WordPress. Again, technology is best when it brings people together. Thank you for tuning into this episode of the Private Practice Survival Guide and our quick tips. Don't forget, together we can thrive, not just survive. Thank you for tuning in to the Private Practice Survival Guide podcast. I'm incredibly grateful to each and every one of you. Exciting news. We're now available everywhere, from Spotify to Apple Podcasts to YouTube or anywhere you like to listen to your podcasts. So watch, listen, and reach out. If you love this episode, please drop a 5-star review. It truly means the world to me. Are you looking for more ways to elevate your practice? If so, now is your chance. Reach out, go to my website, or email me at brandon@wellnessworksmp.com. And remember, it's not just about surviving, it's about thriving.